Some drivers are so reckless that even the judge is left speechless. Here are 4 such drivers who crossed every line.
Sure. Yeah. Good morning, mister.
Good morning, sir.
So you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you, sir.
On March 21st, 2025, at approximately 10 p.m., an officer was investigating a fatal motorcycle accident with emergency lights activated, and the road was shut down from both directions. Accident investigators notified dispatch of a vehicle which disregarded all marked units and drove through the accident scene, almost striking officers and record drivers at the crash site. The officer observed the vehicle traveling at a high rate of speed and cut through an Exxon service station parking lot and turned down another road. The officer followed the vehicle and initiated a traffic stop. The vehicle accelerated and began darting in and out of lanes without using a turn signal. The vehicle then turned and came to a stop. A high-risk stop was conducted and the defendant was taken into custody. A security sweep of the vehicle was conducted and the officer observed 2 baggies of a green leafy substance in plain view on the driver's side seat, known from training and experience to be marijuana. The defendant was identified by a 6 driver's license, and the defendant was transported back to the accident scene, where the accident investigator confirmed the defendant's vehicle was the same vehicle that disregarded the marked patrol vehicles and disregarded the safety of the people on the scene. Other officers who witnessed the defendant's vehicle confirmed this. Deputy Chicoya advised that the defendant's vehicle almost struck multiple patrol vehicles and had approached officers while they had to abruptly move out of the way. And then Deputy Chicoya observed the defendant's vehicle almost strike 2 record drivers who were authorized to be on the scene. The record drivers confirmed this. Witness Cross advised he yelled at the vehicle to stop, and the defendant's vehicle began to accelerate faster. The defendant acknowledged he drove through a closed roadway.
Mr. Davis, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with the case. Can you run his license? Please see that.
His driver's license is ineligible, Your Honor.
Mr. Davis, you are not allowed to drive.
Sir.
You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care if Jesus comes from heaven and needs to ride to church. If I find that you drive, I can have a contempt hearing. You can be facing an additional 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you drive. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm going to do everything in my power to protect my community. If I find that you drive, much less drive maniacally like this, as they allege, it's not going to go well for you. If you want to drive, go get a license, get liability insurance, and then we can talk. But until that point, if you do, it's not going to go well for you. You have a lawyer. Because you have a lawyer, I will waive your appearance, but it is your responsibility to stay in touch with her. If she tells me that you're playing games, you're not responding to phone calls, text messages, you've gone AWOL, you pick up a new case, I will revoke your bond and put you in jail. Do you understand?
Sir.
I'm not asking much. All I want my streets to be safe. That's it. I'll have you come up here, swear to us you're not going to drive. I'll get you to Victoria, sign a reset, and then you're on your way. Thanks.
That was just the beginning. The next driver was going 96 mph in a 40 mph zone. See what the judge did to him.
Come on.
Yes.
Mr. Sierra, you're charged with racing on a highway. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 23rd, 2025, an officer observed a vehicle engaging in a legal street race at the 12,425th block of Wood Forest, Boulevard in Harris County, Texas. Both the defendant's vehicle and another vehicle passed the officer at a high rate of speed while attempting to pass each other in a competitive manner in an attempt to outdistance each other. The officer observed the defendant drive 96 miles per hour in a 40-mile-per-hour zone. A traffic stop was initiated. The defendants began to pick up speed while swerving through multiple lanes and cutting off other drivers on the roadway in an attempt to outdistance each other. The defendant admitted to speeding but denied racing. The co-defendant is a juvenile.
juvenile.
Kasi non è coach.
Dice,
You run his license, let's see if he has a license.
Yes, Judge. So he does not have a driver's license on file, Your Honor.
e che tu le assiste
Mr. Sierra, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. You do not have a
Now for the story of an 18-year-old whom the judge tries to scare straight with the harsh reality of jail.
Good morning, Mr. Nguyen. You speak English.
Yeah.
Mr. Nguyen, you're charged with reckless driving. You're facing up to 30 days in jail and or a $500 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 21st, 2025, an officer was traveling southbound on Grand Way. The officer was driving 80 miles per hour in a 75-mile-per-hour zone. He then witnessed the defendant operating a motor vehicle pass him and pass him from the improved shoulder. The officer followed the defendant and witnessed the defendant change lanes when unsafe, drive on the shoulder, follow other vehicles too closely, drive without lights when required, and pass on a no passing zone, disregarding the safety of others.
Okay. Mr. Nguyen, I'm going to find that there's sufficient probable cause to go forward with your case. Can you run his license, please? Do you have a license? As a condition of your bond, I'm ordering you not to drive like this anymore. If I find that you do, I will revoke your bond, put you in jail. Do you understand?
His driver's license is eligible.
You're not allowed to drive unless you have valid liability insurance as well as a Texas driver license. Do you have the ability to hire a lawyer, Mr. Nguyen? How old are you?
18.
Okay. We'll provide you a lawyer today. You will be signing bond conditions.
And finally, a man who was in court just 10 days ago and got caught again. You have to see the judge's reaction.
Well for you. Take a seat for me. You literally pled guilty not 10 days ago, and now you're back again. You now stand charged with the offense of fleeing a police officer. You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir.
On March 20th, 2025, officers were conducting an active patrol at the 15,300 block of Corona Del Mar Drive in Harris County, Texas, and observed a black GMC Sierra traveling at a high rate of speed in a residential neighborhood. The motor vehicle attempted to slow down once they noticed the marked patrol vehicle by hitting the brakes. At that point, the officer observed a defective taillight. The officer quickly turned on emergency lights and sirens to attempt a traffic stop. The motor vehicle failed to signal, making a right-hand turn, and continued driving while the officer was behind the vehicle with lights and sirens. The defendant continued driving approximately half a mile at speeds ranging from 10 to 20 miles per hour in a residential neighborhood. The defendant disregarded 2 stop signs and then
How fast in the residential neighborhood, did you say?
Sorry,
How fast?
10 to 20 miles per hour. The defendant disregarded 2 stop signs and then parked his motor vehicle in front of his residence and opened the motor vehicle door. The defendant was then detained. He stated that he was coming home when asked why he did not stop and was identified by his passport.
So no license?
There is no driver's license on file.
Mr. Melendez, you're not allowed to drive. If you do not have a Texas driver license and you don't have liability insurance, you're not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising you're not going to drive. I don't care what you need to do in life. If you don't have either, both, and permission from us, do not drive. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Since the 10 days, you put your arms down. Since the last 10 days that you were here,
There is no limit to recklessness. These drivers endangered not only their own lives, but everyone else's. What do you think is the most fitting punishment for them?